Hello and welcome to War Thunder on my channel. Just started playing this game. I had originally tried it way back when, a few months ago. Didn't really like it too much. Didn't like the whole mouse keyboard combination with flying, because I generally tend to play more realistic type of flight sims. But I was compelled to go back and revisit the game and gave it a second chance, and I'm really glad that I did because it is a hell of a lot of fun. Now here I'm flying my Mark II Hurricane in an arcade domination battle. I end up having a 13 kill air win streak without losing a single plane. Now in my opinion, the Mark I and Mark II Hurricanes are the best fighters in their tiers. With 8 and 12 30 caliber machine guns respectively, they pack some of the most potent firepower in these lower classes. I've also strapped rockets to the wings of this Mark II, and you'll see why I do that later on in the video. Right now I'm going to take out this Su-2 that's been strafing and bombing friendly armor. Now everyone is familiar with the venerable Spitfire, but most people don't know is that the Hurricane was really the backbone of the RAF, particularly in the early parts of World War II. It was much cheaper and easier to build than the all-metal Spitfire, with significant portions of the Hurricane being made from wood and canvas. And although it was powered by the same Merlin engine as the Spitfire, it was significantly slower due to its less aerodynamic design. Despite this limitation, the Hurricane could outturn both the Spitfire and more importantly the Bf-109, its main adversary during the Battle of Britain. And although limiting its aerodynamic performance, the thicker wing of the Hurricane allowed for its machine guns to be placed much closer together, making for more potent fire, especially at the point of convergence. For this game I had my convergence set to 300 meters, and at any time that I caught a plane at this range with a good burst, it was guaranteed to get critically disabled or shot down. And even here where my aim is particularly off, I was able to make pretty quick work of this Su-2, a rather robust aircraft. Now this was a very closely contested match the whole way through. My team captured B right off the start, while the enemy captured A, and a majority of the fighting was each team capping, losing, and then recapping the C airfield. I made it my point to defend and hold B at all costs and keep the enemy from capturing it from behind our backs. The strategy I used was to pick off and isolate enemy fighters as they made their way over. You should really never fly alone in this game. It makes you way too easy of a target, particularly at low altitudes where you don't have any opportunity to dive away and gain speed. Here this Su-2 is trying to sneak across to our base, making it extremely easy for me to dive down and close the distance and then take him out with a few short bursts. Now I'm not sure why, but this biplane broke off that other enemy biplane over there. Not sure for what reason. Maybe he just gave up trying to shoot him down. These biplanes can be extremely squirrely because they're so maneuverable. And especially in arcade mode, when players start getting shot at, they throw their mouse to and fro and mash the keyboard, the rudders, and it can make planes really difficult to shoot down sometimes. So they're doing just impossible acrobatics without the fear of stalling. But he can't escape the 12 machine guns of this Hurricane Mark II. Now as I pan the camera around here, take notice that whole area from the cockpit back where those ridges are in the fuselage, that's all wood framing covered in canvas. Now you would think that the airplane having wood frame and canvas would make it extremely frail and fragile, but the Hurricane was very legendary for getting pilots home on stricken, extremely damaged aircraft. There are numerous accounts of Hurricane pilots being hit with a number of 20mm shells from Bf-109s and still making it home. You'll see that the toughness of this aircraft saves my tail at the end of this video. Now earlier I told you that you'd see why I mount rockets to the wings of my aircraft, and you're going to see why coming up in just a second, and it's not for taking out ground targets. Those of you who've played War Thunder know that in arcade mode, when somebody's in a head-on engagement with you, that other player usually has no intention of breaking off if he's not able to kill you with his machine guns. He'll just hurtle headlong into you and ram you. Now take this bomber in front of me for instance. He makes a beeline straight for my airplane, and at this point, I'm pretty sure he has no intention of breaking off. So instead of my plane, I give him a barrage of rockets to crash into. Now in addition to killing kamikaze noobs, I found that rockets are extremely effective for taking out bombers, particularly when you don't have high-powered cannons at your disposal. I was able to take out 2 Wellingtons and a B-25 with my Corsair in the matter of probably less than 2 minutes using rockets and machine gun fire. Now this here is just some terrible shooting as I kind of struggle to get my rounds to hit the target here, but eventually I do catch up with them. I was also trying to fight off the hornet's nest of friendlies that were trying to steal my kill here. think he did a desperation move and tried to set himself down on the runway and ended up crash landing. But anyway, I got credit for that kill. And over here you can see there's a friendly player who's in trouble. He's got 2 airplanes harassing him. Now typically I will help players that have enemies on their tail. There's 2 reasons. One is just being a good teammate, and you know, the more friendlies you can save, that's the more friendlies you have in the air shooting down enemy planes and watching your back. And then the second reason, probably the most important, is that it's a lot easier to shoot down planes that are busy concentrating on trying to shoot somebody else down. They kind of get tunnel vision and they lose track of what's going on around them. And then another thing is that once players are getting shot at, they typically refuse to break off the chase, especially in arcade mode. See there, I was able to get 2 easy kills. Now at this point, we only hold 1 airfield, and it looks like my team is making a push to try and capture A and take out a column of armor that's moving up the road over there. So I figured I'd go help provide some fighter cover. Got players coming in on the flank over here to the left. Looks like he's going to try and make a head-on pass on me. I've got my rockets reloaded. At this point I'm wondering what he's thinking. Now those rockets look like they missed a little low, but they did all explode around him. I'm sure he probably had a crap your pants moment there. At this point I'm going to try and get him off my friendly's tail. A good burst. Just missed him underneath. A little low there. He's got no chance here with two enemies on his tail. He's just waiting to die. Really the only plane that's here that's more maneuverable than me is the biplanes. They're the only planes that can really give me trouble if they get on my tail. Another one trying to swoop in on a teammate. Was able to take him out. And I figure I'd pick off a ground target when I had the opportunity. Now right here I've kind of trapped myself a little bit lower than I'd like to be. I mean, most of the engagements in this map took place at low level, but typically you need to have some altitude cushion to give yourself the ability to dive away, gain some speed. Took me a little while to get my guns on target, but eventually I got them. But like I said before, the pilot in a fight who's got the altitude advantage and the speed advantage, or more altitude, more speed, has the advantage in a fight because he has the ability to dictate the terms. So you don't want to get yourself caught on low altitudes. Getting caught low and slow is pretty much guaranteed death. Right here I'm starting to lack a little bit of discipline and sitting too low. So it's able to take out that head-on pass, but now I get screwed. I get a enemy fighter on my tail, and it's a biplane. So at this point I'm mashing on the rudder and dodging trees, but trying to find a way to break off this engagement. This guy actually has some clue of what he's doing because he's able to stay on my tail. You can see here I'm starting to take a lot of damage, so I'm just rolling the airplane, trying to get him to miss as much as possible and get him to reload to buy myself some more time. Now at this point I've also done another big no-no, and that's to get myself caught out away from the enemies, or away from friendlies rather, by myself. The planes that I was there covering ended up leaving, and I didn't realize that and got stuck there by myself. And now I'm trying desperately to run back towards friendly units to try and get them to cover my tail, fully expecting to be shot down. Now here out of desperation I decided to really throw back on the throttle and kind of hit the brakes, and it pays off for my advantage. He ends up swooping by me, and There he goes. And I hit him with a burst of rockets for good measure. That actually ends the round and I end up with the last kill. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like and stay tuned. I'll be playing some more Thunder and posting some more videos shortly. Thanks for watching, guys.